And here we go. Welcome in to another edition of Bucky and BK. Today is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. And the Buck and I have a lot to get into on a hump day show. We will recap Texas baseball's run rule victory over Houston Christian. We will preview tonight's big Texas men's basketball game on the road at Arkansas. We'll continue to preview spring football practice that gets going next week. We've got some NFL conversations to dive into, the top 10 college football games of 2026, and a few wild stories coming your way in the BBK news. A lot to talk about. We appreciate y'all spending some of your Wednesday with us. How are you today, my man?
I am good, man. It is a hump day. It's going to be another lovely day here in Central Texas. Lovely spring/summer day where it's supposed to be in the low 80s, and sun is going to be shining pretty good for us. And then things get to be a little dicey here over the next couple of days after that. Thursday, Friday, into the weekend. The rain that we need, I think we're going to get some way, maybe the most of it on Friday and Saturday. And that sucks for the baseball games, and hopefully they can get those in somehow. But when they say it's going to rain here, then again, when I say it's going to rain, then it's going to rain. Okay. But when the other weather guessers, those that don't have as much credit as I do, when they say that, it's a problem. So just rely on the Buck. Everything will be fine.
Well, we need to know right off the bat, because you mentioned it. Texas baseball will be playing a home series this weekend against USC Upstate. You've got a Friday night game, a Saturday game, and a Sunday game. Are we going to be able to get that series in?
You know what? Forget about the Sunday series. Do something with that. Get yourself a doubleheader, maybe Friday.
Okay.
Forget about Sunday. Send those upstaters packing back to South Carolina. It's time for them to go back. They don't need to be hanging around here on a Sunday. That could be a problem. Sunday could be a real problem.
We'll see. It seems like Friday is the best weather day of the three, and we'll see if the Longhorns and Spartans of USC Upstate reschedule some things to try to get all three of these games in. Of course, it's a non-conference game. Worst comes to worst, I guess they could pull the plug on one of them, but both sides would like to get these games played. And
for sure.
The Longhorns looking for a few more tune-ups before SEC play begins next weekend, Buck. It's almost here already.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, those 12, 13 games got here in a hurry until when the big boys come to town, and when you get on the road and playing teams that are good each and every time you take the field. Still going to have your Tuesday games. Still going to have your battles against, Texas State and forget about the Roadrunners. That's not a battle. Right now they own the Horns, so look out. When is that on the schedule? Is that during the course of conference play when you hit a Tuesday and you got to play those people?
Yeah, so Texas will play in San Marcos next Tuesday, but the Roadrunners will be in town in May. So it's not for a while, but UTSA, who obviously ended the Longhorns season in the Austin Regional in 2025. Texas will get their shot at some revenge against the Roadrunners.
Oh, boy. Beep Beep's coming to town, huh?
Yep, they are.
Fear the bird all of a sudden. Good day to the soldiers at Fort Hood, Texas, the soldiers in the state of Texas, and all those who fight for us each and every day. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate your service. We appreciate your family sharing you with all of us. And do be safe out there, please.
Yes, indeed. Well, since we're talking some Texas baseball, let's recap last night's Texas baseball game. The Longhorns have played 3 midweek games so far this year, Buck. The Longhorns have 3 run rules in their midweek games. Last night it was Sister Christian having
Sister Christian.
Yeah. What's your price for flight? Finding Mr. Right.
Yes, indeed. They found Mr. Wrong last night.
They did find Mr. Wrong last night. 16-3, the final at UFCU Dish Falk Field. The Longhorns bringing out the bats yesterday. It was a 2-0 game going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Then Texas exploded with 6 runs in the 4th. They added a few more in the 5th. And again, they end this one in just 7 innings. Sam Cozart was fantastic on the mound once again. The true freshman starting his 2nd consecutive Tuesday game. Buck, he had a perfect game through 3 2/3. Then he gave up a solo home run to a guy named Catcher who doesn't catch. Feels like it should be illegal, right?
True. That's a gimmick.
Yeah, I can go ahead and take that one off the board. That was the only blemish for Sam Cozart. 5 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit, gave up 1 run, gave up 1 base runner. I don't even know if you can call it a base runner because the guy wasn't ever on the bases. He just trotted around them on the homer. But Sam Cozart, the true freshman, continues to impress early on in his Longhorns career.
Yeah, that dude seems like he's going to get lots of opportunities this season.
Yeah, I think you're right, especially in these midweek games, right? I mean, Texas.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It feels like the Longhorns pitching staff has enough depth to where it's like, okay, no, we don't need to save Sam Cozart for the weekend, even though he might be one of the best pitchers on the team. It's like we've got enough guys that we trust on Friday, Saturday, Sunday to where, now let's just trot this dude out every Tuesday because we like what he's doing and we want to make sure we're winning these games in the middle of the week.
Yes.
And Jim Schlenegel was very pleased. He was asked about that last night, basically indicated that now the plan, at least for the foreseeable future, is for Sam Cozart to stay in that Tuesday role. And, Jason Flores got the first Tuesday start of the year, struggled a little bit, didn't get out of the second inning. Schloss made the move to Sam Cozart, and I don't think he's going to go back anytime soon.
No.
And, it was pretty much everybody offensively for Texas. Carson Tinney hits another home run. He has 3 RBIs. Aiden Robin, Anthony Pack, Adrian Rodriguez, almost called him Alex Rodriguez, Ethan Mendoza. All of those guys had multiple RBIs last night. It was just up and down the lineup. And look, I don't want to sit here and act like Sister Christian's a great team, but that is a team that made the NCAA tournament last year. They were actually in the Austin Regional with Texas and UTSA. They won the Southland Conference tournament. They got the automatic bid. They're expected to be a contender in their conference again this season. So, again, I'm not trying to sell you on these guys being LSU or UCLA or anybody like that, but you like seeing not only the Longhorns win these games, Buck, but win them going away the way that they have.
And playing against a decent competition. That's a good thing. They're not playing against just anybody. They're playing against teams that have some wins and have been winning in the past.
Yeah, so
this team had won 6 games. Were they 6-6 or something like that?
They are now 6-7.
Yeah,
but they were 6-6 going into this game last night. So yeah, it's a solid win for Texas. And again, the fact that you win 16-3 and you only need 7 innings and you've played 3 midweek games and you've ended them all in just 7 innings. Very impressive stuff for Texas, taking care of their business. And the Longhorns are now 12-0. Buck, going into yesterday, there were 3 remaining unbeaten teams in college baseball. Today, we're down to 2.
There you go.
The Lobos of New Mexico suffered their first defeat of the year last night. So it's Texas and USC, the last 2 undefeated teams in the country.
And they're still number 3.
They're still number 3. Yeah, UCLA's lost twice. LSU has also lost twice. And they've lost to a couple of nobodies.
Yes.
And yet both of those teams are still ranked ahead of Texas. I don't quite get it. I don't think it's worth losing sleep over. But, in every other sport, it feels like when you lose, they drop you in the polls.
Yeah, at least a week later, you're dropped. You don't get to hang around for 2-3 weeks.
We saw Texas football fall pretty hard when they lost this past year. We see basketball teams every week fall when they lose. And then it's just, I guess if you're UCLA or LSU, if you just have a bunch of letters that make up your school name, then it doesn't matter. But if you're an actual word like Texas, now you're not moving up for winning your games.
No.
You're staying right where you are. So again, I don't think anybody should care that much. It's March 4th. Everything's going to be okay. But yeah, Texas, again, one of 2 remaining unbeaten teams in college baseball. Jim Schlossnagel after the game last night, we got a couple of cuts from the head baseball coach. First, he was asked about the win and Sam Cozart's performance against Sister Christian.
Always feel good when we win, yeah, whether we run rule or whether we just win by 1. But yeah, I thought we played well. I thought Cozart pitched outstanding. Had to kind of find his off-speed pitches in after the first inning. Did a great job. And I actually thought Flores was incredible. Guy's the most unlucky pitcher on our team to this point. So he continues to throw strikes, continues to come in there and throw multiple pitches for strikes and get right back on the mound. So really proud of Jason.
Yeah, I mean, he likes what he's seeing from his pitching staff. He has to.
Yeah, I don't look, Jim Schlenegel has forgotten more baseball than I'll ever know in my entire life, and he's doing an amazing job. Loved the hire when it happens. How can you not love it with the way things have gone in his first year and change here in Austin? He's being too nice to Jason Flores. I mean,
yeah, I know. He's just trying to keep his spirits up with that conversation.
Right. Yeah, I think it's just a confidence thing. I think you're right.
Yes.
This team's going to need Jason Flores in some capacity this year, so he's trying to keep his spirits up and vibes high in that clubhouse.
Right.
But, he has not been great so far this season. And
he's not ready to
I
move
feel like
him
I'm
along.
singling.
You're not ready to move him along yet.
No, well, look, I feel like I'm singling him out a little bit, but I'm kind of glad I get to single him out because everyone else is playing so dang well right now. Yeah, it really does feel like he's like one of the only guys who's underachieving. Just again, last year he was really solid, so I'm basing this on what he did for this club a year ago. Just hasn't quite clicked for him on the mound. Schloss seems comfortable with him only walking one dude in a couple of innings last night, but I'm not comfortable with him giving up a bunch of hard hits like he has. So again, pitching staff's great, the team's doing great. You should listen to Schloss more than you should listen to me. But he's letting Jason Flores off the hook a little bit.
There you go. You're just laying it right down. You're like the basketball coach. You're not messing around.
Not messing around here, but they haven't lost.
Flores keeps crossing that street.
Yeah, he keeps crossing that street. Come on, man. One more from Schloss here. He was asked about his team's maturity. Look, Texas hasn't faced a ton of adversity this year. I mean, they haven't lost a game. They've played with leads in just about every game that they've had so far. He was asked about how mature he feels like his team is at this point in the college baseball season.
Great question. I think you get a sense for it. You're always trying to handle adversity and handle success. And for some teams, it's harder to handle success than it is to handle adversity. We've created our own adversity a little bit this year, but we haven't lost a game yet, which is going to happen probably. We'll see what happens then. That's when but we've got a couple guys banged up, and there's always opportunities there. I thought Ermis was outstanding, did a really good job tonight. Super proud of him and him hanging in there after that foul tip. But I think this is a pretty mature team to this point, but the season will tell us that as to how we respond to the obstacles that get put in front of us.
Yeah, he understands it. I mean, he'd like to go undefeated, but he knows that's going to come. And how will they handle the rest of the season once they get that defeat? Or the next game, forget the season, but the very next game, how they handle situations after you lose a game. It's kind of hard to go undefeated in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I don't recall ever seeing that happen, but it's hard. It's hard to do that in conference, much less. It's hard to do that on Tuesdays, much less make it through a conference like this with 1 or 2 losses. So he understands that it's a long season, but he's going to wait until that problem comes. But he doesn't want to create that problem. That's for sure.
It's pretty funny. He's like, yeah, we'll see how we respond. Like, we're going to lose a game, probably.
Yeah, it was almost like, well, maybe we won't.
Yeah, just give a little wink, probably. Probably we'll lose a game this year, but yeah, we don't have to lose a game this year.
Yeah, right. That's true. Nobody said you had to lose a game.
Now, in this conference, though, it'll happen. They'll lose multiple games. And look, they'll lose a series or 2. So it's about, responding the next day after one loss, but also responding the next week after a series loss.
Absolutely.
That should happen in conference play. That's the one thing we haven't really seen from this Texas baseball team. And I'd love to never have to see it, but we know how this sport works. So at some point, that will be tested. But I do think this is a mature enough ball club and obviously a coaching staff that knows what it's doing. So I think the Horns will be just fine when they do face some real adversity.
And what a mixture of players that are veteran players that are veterans from other schools, young players that have wanted to come to Texas, young pitching staff. I mean, it's got a really nice mixture, of guys that are in the starting lineup that are young freshmen that are out there playing ball right now. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to have. You're not led by a bunch of veterans that you have to be a follower as a young player. The young players here are doing well.
Yeah.
Pitching and fielding.
They're getting contributions from everybody. I mean, you heard Schloss bring up Andrew Ermis in that cut. I mean, Ermis is the backup catcher to Carson Tinney. And last night, Carson Tinney got the partial night off. He was the designated hitter, and they've been giving Ermis some run behind the plate in some of these midweek games. And Andrew Ermis right now, Buck, is hitting .571.
Wow.
And it's not a big sample size. Again, he hasn't played very much, but he is making the most of his limited opportunities. So obviously the stars are getting the job done. I mean, the Mendozas, the Robbins, Pack has become a star. Carson Tinney hits the ball a mile long. Those guys are getting the job done. But like you said, I mean, it's up and down the entire roster where dudes are just making the most of their opportunities when they get them.
Yeah, and you better, because there's guys right behind you just can't wait to play. That's
Right.
the thing. That's where that competition, it just you build that competition every day at practice, and when you get your opportunity in the game, you better make light of it and get it done.
Yeah,
Or the next guy that coach just wants to see. Let's just see how he does, and that guy just gets it done. That's going to be a problem for you. So starters, you're always on. You're always on your toes here, which is good. That competition breeds a lot of success for your football. I mean, your baseball team. I like it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Josh Livingston, who was a highly sought after transfer from Wichita State, who was, one of the better players in college baseball last year. I mean, that guy doesn't even start at Texas. It's just insane. I think I talked about this maybe on Monday's show. Like, it's insane the amount of depth that Jim Schlenegel has been able to create here in just 2 years. Like, I know with the portal, it's easier to do that now than ever before.
Right.
But still, any sport, baseball, football, basketball, it doesn't matter. It usually takes 3 or 4 years for a coach in his current spot to create the depth that he's looking for, right? I mean, year 3 for Steve Sarkisian was the first playoff season, and it finally felt like he had things exactly where he wanted. Like Sean Miller in year 1 clearly does not have the roster or the depth that he is looking for in his first season. And Jim Schlenegel, I mean, last year, I don't think it was the roster that Schloss wanted, but it was good enough to win the SEC, and then boom, in year 2, I mean, this team looks even better than where they were a year ago.
Absolutely.
So good stuff right there for Texas baseball. And yes, the randomizer was not done on the show yesterday. I had a little malfunction.
That's right. I was with you. I was at the crib.
Now, have no fear. We did still give away that pair of Texas baseball tickets.
There you go.
You're not going to let the people down, but the randomizer was not working correctly during the show, so had to mess with it a little bit once we got off the air, and it was able to click back on and start working again, and we were still able to give away that pair of baseball tickets.
Yeah, had somebody a little foreign in your apartment yesterday, so the randomizer was a little nervous about giving out secrets while I was there. She's used to giving out secrets to you and your girl, but a third party, not so much yesterday.
Oh, you think the girl gets to see the randomizer?
Oh, I'm pretty sure she gets to see the randomizer.
No, not a chance. She ain't worth all that.
Oh, my goodness.
A randomizer and I have a special relationship.
Wow.
It's like my Alexa. We have a very special, sensual, intimate relationship.
You just do, Alexa, shut the hell up. Is that what you yell?
No, dude, I'm nice to my Siris and Alexas, right? Like, we talk about this a lot. The impending war of man versus machine. I am on the machine side, so I am being as nice as I possibly can.
That's true.
To machines right now. So when they eventually turn against humankind, they're going to remember the way I treated them. There'll be people like you who are like, oh, no, I love you. I've always loved you. And they'll be like, no, we heard what you said, bro. We're always recording. And then they'll be like, BK, that's a guy who always treated us with love and respect.
Oh, we were on the same level all the time.
They are part of me, and I'm part of them.
Good. Way to go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Traitor.
Nah, I'm not a traitor. I just play both sides, my friend.
There you go.
Play both sides. I'm a waffler. I'm a politician when I need to be. By the way, speaking of giveaways, tomorrow and Friday, we will have pairs of Texas OU basketball tickets.
Very nice.
To give away. So make sure you are tuned in. We're also giving some away on our social media accounts as well. So plenty of ways to win. Throughout the course of the week, we'll have 4 pairs of Texas OU basketball tickets for Saturday's game. But 2 will be on the 9 to 11 live show. So tomorrow and Friday, make sure you are tuned in for your chance to win Red River Shootout basketball tickets for, of course, the final regular season game 2026. All right. Speaking of basketball, Buck, we will shift gears here in a moment and talk some Texas basketball. Big one for the Longhorns tonight on the road in Fayetteville. But before we talk some Texas hoops, how about our first round of sponsor shout-outs?
Folks, if you believe in doing hard things and making a difference, learn more about The Ride by visiting therideproject.com, folks. I mean, it's a 2,000-mile journey across the country led by Matt King, powered by Gobundance, and driven by one mission: raise $1 million and create direct impact in communities along the route. This isn't about comfort, it's about commitment. And Matt King is committed to raising $1 million and giving $1 million away for his ride. This ride is starting in Mexico all the way through all the states and into Canada. So we're not just doing it in the States, we're getting outside the States. We're going from Mexico, we're getting to Canada. And along the way, he wants to give away $1 million for needy families or a needed community or a center, that library, whatever he finds and his staff finds along the way in each one of these states. Matt's going to give away some money. That's an interesting ride right there. The ride itself is interesting, but to find, the way to give that money away to folks that will need it. I mean, it's directly impacting people in different states, and that's quite a feat for him to do right there. That's an amazing thing that he's doing, and the time that he's doing it is spending that time away from his family and doing something that's meaningful in the communities around this country. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. TheRideProject.com, as the Buck mentioned, and it's quite the undertaking for our guy,
Yes.
Matt King. 8 to 12 hours of riding, 150 miles per day, going from very South Texas, Brownsville area, all the way up to the very north of North Dakota.
Wow.
Approaching the Canadian border, biking the entire country, 2,000 miles long. And again, it's all to raise money for folks around our nation who need it.
Dude, I forgot. The temperatures aren't quite the same during these times of the years as he's going on these trips, is it?
Oh, well, he's going to hate the first part. It's smart starting Mexico and going north because he's doing this near the summertime. So it's going to be hot as heck here in Texas. But the further up, the closer to Canada he gets, the cooler it'll feel.
Man, oh man, oh man. We got to get him some riding gear. We got to get him some sponsor gear on his head, on the back of his jersey. We got to do all that stuff.
Give him the NASCAR treatment. Just
absolutely. Why not?
Ads everywhere.
Bucky and BK with ads on the side of the bike. That's awesome.
I like it. Yep. Shout out to our friends at Gobundance and the Ride Project. Also, a shout out to our guy, Mike McCall and McCall Custom Homes. Custom home builders and renovators here in Central Texas. They are experienced. It's a father-son team with more than 4 decades of experience, to be exact. So they know what it takes to turn a Central Texas home into something truly special. Kitchen remodels, bathroom renovations. You want to add some new life to your outdoor space. Maybe you just want to add on to your space. You got a growing family. You need more to your home. You don't want to buy or sell in this market. It's a mess right now. You bought your current place for a reason. Why not upgrade it? Why not make it better? McCall Custom Homes can do that for you. They're A+ rated by the BBB, top quality, fully licensed and insured, affordable prices. I mean, they check every single box, plus free estimates to listeners of this show. All you have to do is go to their website, McCallCustomHomesATX.com, or reach out to Mike McCall directly, 512-633-9580. Call him, text him. Great guy, big Longhorn fan, new father as well, so don't call or text him too late. But he and his crew will take care of you. McCall Custom Homes, we build value into your home.
Very nice.
Yes, indeed. And also some love to our friends. Quick shout out to Waterloo Printing and Graphics. If you have a business or just a big event coming up and you need some merch, maybe hats, maybe shirts, put Adam and Waterloo in touch with Matt King. See if we can get something done there. Yes. But Waterloo Printing and Graphics can hook you and your business up. They work with us. They work with tons of businesses and companies around Central Texas. They're based right here in South Austin. They will get you what you need very, very quickly. All you have to do is reach out to Adam, 512-300-9641, or you can shoot him a DM on Instagram at Waterloo Printing. All right, Buck. Tonight, the final road game of the Texas basketball season. The Longhorns will be in Fayetteville to take on the 20th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. Be a 6:30 tip right here on AM 1300 The Zone. The Longhorns currently 6.5-point underdogs for this game. Arkansas sitting in third place in the SEC standings. We've talked about Texas, how the Horns are in a very good spot coming off that road victory in College Station over the weekend. But this is another one of those win and you are definitely in games for Texas basketball. They're fine right now. If the season ended today, they would be in the dance. But the only way that we're even sweating things on Selection Sunday is if Texas loses tonight, they lose to OU on Saturday, God forbid, and then they lose their first game in the conference tournament. That's like the only thing that puts Texas back on the bubble.
I agree.
Means if you take care of business tonight against a very good Arkansas team in their house, you don't have to worry about anything else. The Longhorns will be signed, sealed, delivered in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, this is going to help you in the tournament play and league, league tournament. It doesn't matter. This is a game that you can win. This is a game, if you do win, that gives you an awful lot of confidence from this point on. You'll take care of your business against OU. I got a feeling they'll do that anyway at home. But this is a huge game on the road. This is a confidence builder for your team. This isn't just getting into the tournament. This is one of those ones you really want to win. I'm interested to see how they take this game, or do they cruise to this one saying we're already in, we're going to beat OU. I think you'll find out a lot about this basketball team tonight.
You're right. I might have said 6:30 tip. It's a 6 o'clock tip.
I might as well say 6:30.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The way the TV networks usually work, it might be closer to 6:30 by this time, or by the time this game actually begins. But you're right. I'm curious to see how Texas responds. Look, Arkansas is very good. They're ranked number 20 in the country. They've only lost one home game all year. They're 15-1 at Bud Walton Arena. It's senior night for them. They hate Texas. Everyone knows this. Like, it's obviously a rivalry, but Arkansas fans hate Texas, I think, more than Texas fans hate Arkansas. Heck, I think Arkansas fans hate Texas more than they even like Arkansas. So it's going to be a very hostile environment tonight, and this will be a big test for Texas. But this is the type of game, Buck. Again, the Longhorns are safely in the field as of this moment. If Texas goes to Fayetteville and wins, they could move up a seed line from this game alone.
Yes.
Like right now, most of the bracketologists have Texas in the 9 to 10 range. Like Joe Lenardi, let's use him as an example. He currently has the Horns as a 10 seed. If Texas wins tonight, I could see Joe Lenardi moving the Longhorns up to a 9 in his next round of bracketology predictions. Like, that's how big. I mean, it's a quadrant 1 road win against a ranked opponent. This is a big one for Texas if they can get it done.
Yeah, Arkansas is playing pretty well right now themselves.
Well, they did get boat raced by Florida over the weekend. We're not alone.
There's a lot of boat racing by Florida lately.
Yeah, I mean, Texas put up a better fight. Obviously, that game was here in Austin last week, and Arkansas had to go to the Swamp, or whatever you call their basketball arena. But, that did not go well for the Hogs. But you're right. I mean, over the last month or so, they have been really good. They have the likely SEC Player of the Year with freshman Darius Acuff. If you have not seen this guy play, I would say you're in for a treat, but he's playing against our favorite team, so it's not going to be a treat tonight.
Who's locked on that dude tonight? Please don't tell me it's Pope Jordan.
I would say when Kendall Weaver's on the floor, it's going to be Kendall Weaver.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Acuff's a guard. He's 6'3". Dalen Swain's a great defender, but I think Acuff is a little bit too quick.
Yeah, you don't need Swain getting in foul trouble because you need his scoring.
Right. And also, I mean, look,
and his rebounding, by the way.
Oh, he's got to guard big because Lucina Traore is not going to play in this game tonight. So, again, Texas is undersized. So you can't be using like your second biggest starter guarding the other team's point guard. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So
that's true. Yeah, it's too dangerous.
I think, Kendall Weaver's biggest assignment tonight will be trying to slow down Acuff. He leads the SEC in points per game at 22. He leads the SEC in assists per game at 6.5. This guy's the total package. He's from Detroit, Buck. He is tough, hard-nosed. He doesn't back down. He's going to be a top 10 pick in the NBA draft this summer, and he's one of the best players, if not the best player, that the Longhorns will have seen all season long.
Yeah, he will be. I mean, Kendall Weaver will be in his hip pocket all night. And this guy can create fouls, by the way.
Yeah.
He's that good. You're not just going to go up and block his shot and be over aggressive. He'll body with you too.
Yeah.
At 6'3", he likes to body with guys a little bit.
He's a stud, man. He is a stud, and he'll be a tough guard. And, of course, it's not just him. I mean, Malik Thomas is another impressive freshman that Arkansas has. They've got Trevon Brazile, the big. Feels like he's been there forever. It's a solid team. And Arkansas is elite offensively. They are 5th in the country in scoring. They average nearly 90 points per game.
Boy, they can get off the boards and get on the run in a hurry.
Yeah, they can, and they play fast, right? Texas is incredibly efficient offensively, but the Longhorns like to slow the game down. Texas does most of its work in the half court. Arkansas, top 25 in the country in tempo and average possession length. So they like to go, go, go.
Yes.
And this is one of those games where Texas would like to be able to dictate the pace and play a game closer to the 70s than a game closer to the 90s or 100s, which is where Arkansas typically lives.
Yeah, your bigs tonight are going to have to get the ball. Your guards are going to have to come back to the ball because those guys will hang around. They'll steal the ball. So you got to have the right people handling the ball. They have to turnovers will be at a premium, of course, on the road. Anytime you're on the road, but especially in this place, because this place is going to be humming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, you want to be smart with the ball. And, Arkansas, one of the other things that makes them so efficient, by the way, they are 6th in KenPom offensive efficiency. Texas is 7th right now in the country. That's a stat we've talked about a ton on this show, and I know every Longhorn fan is well-versed in it by now. But why Arkansas is so efficient, they don't turn it over themselves. So You're talking about Texas not turning it over, which I agree with you 100%. Arkansas is 1st in the country in turnover percentage in terms of like the fewest amount of times they turn it over. So they are smart with the basketball. They don't let you get out and run, and very few of their possessions end empty, and even less of them end in takeaways.
It's kind of incredible for a team that will run and get out there and go that they don't have that many turnovers. They're really smart with the ball because a lot of guys can handle the ball on their team. They got big guys, and they've got the young guards and stuff that will handle the ball. They just don't throw it up the court. They're not trying for home runs if it's not there. They'll run their offense and they'll go. They'll go fast, but they're very careful with the basketball.
Yeah, giving Arkansas all this praise makes me want to throw up in my mouth. But
I'm thinking, does Texas have a chance?
I think Texas has a chance. They're going to have to play really well. Again, the line is Arkansas -6.5. That feels pretty accurate. The Hogs should be favored. They've been tough to beat anywhere, but especially at home. And I wonder what type of Texas team we get. You brought it up earlier, and I think it's a fair question. Like, the job's not finished. The Longhorns could mess around and find themselves either out of the tournament or in the first 4 in Dayton, which you don't want to be there. I mean, Texas was there last year, and they lost. So we know how dicey that can be. But also, it's like, well, they've got to the 9 SEC win number. That was the number everyone's been talking about all year long.
Beat Oklahoma in your mind. All we got to do is beat Oklahoma at home, our last game.
You're right. It's like, well, we can lose this one tonight. We got the crappy Sooners, who have been playing a lot better as of late, by the way.
They have.
But we got the Sooners. We already beat them on the road, so we're definitely going to beat them at home. We can just save it for Saturday, and that'll be our 10th SEC win. So we'll have a winning record.
That's why I said you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot about this basketball team tonight.
Yeah, you got to fight against complacency a little bit tonight. And look, I mean, I think Texas is going to put up a fight. I think they're going to put up a good showing, but you've got to play some of your best basketball of the season to win this game in this environment. And can Texas have that same level of motivation? They obviously had it in College Station. I mean, they were from the opening tip. I'm not just saying that because of the final score. They were animated. They were clapping. They were cheering. You could tell that they really wanted to get that one. Do they have that same passion and fire from the opening tip tonight as they did in Reed Arena over the weekend?
You win. They get this win. You and your group of 50, if they win this game. You'll have a group of 50 now going into the final game at home. Yes.
50. You're saying 5-0, not 1-5?
No, 5-0.
Okay. Where are we at right now in terms of the number of Texas basketball fans?
That was a nice Aggie win. You're at 30.
That got us up into the 30s?
Yeah. No, you're at 30. Oh. So not into the 30s. You're at 30.
Does getting to 30 not count as into the 30s?
No, it's 30. That's all it is. It's a step above 29. Okay, that's all you got.
Right on the button.
You win this one, you're going directly to 50 for the last ball game.
That'd be nice. That'd be rivalry wins over your 3 biggest rivals,
How
right?
about that?
And this is the only rival you don't see twice. Last year Texas played Arkansas 2 times and they lost both games. The game in Fayetteville, crazy. Texas lost in overtime. Trey Johnson had 39 in that one. He almost single-handedly led the Longhorns to a victory there a year ago. But Texas has not beaten Arkansas since making the move to the SEC. Obviously, they've got to win over A&M. They've got to win over Oklahoma. This is barring a meeting in the SEC tournament or the NCAA tournament. The only time the Horns and the Piggies will play each other. Be nice to get a win in this game.
Oh, boy, would it ever.
A million reasons, right? The punching your ticket to the tournament, quadrant 1 win, ranked win, but also
this is a feel-good game, man. This is a feel-good game for your team.
For it's a feel-good game, and it's also I want them to feel bad up there.
Yeah, and plus your guys that haven't been playing, the guys that haven't been healthy, they start to get healthy in a hurry then, a game like this. While they're sitting around trying to get well, all of a sudden, Traore's thinking, dude, I better get myself healthy here, or I'm not getting, these other guys that are coming in and doing the job for me may not get back on this court.
Yeah. It's interesting. We'll see if Nick Cody can make an impact tonight. God, I really would like to have Traore back. I had hoped his
Cody hasn't, since that one game, he hadn't done, balls haven't hit him in the right part of his head to go in the basket lately, so.
Right. Yeah. It's just Traore's a solid player, and he's the best big this team has coming off the bench behind Modest Vokatitis, and they could use him. It's they might not need him to make the tournament. You'd really like to have him back for postseason play.
For sure.
Because, Modest gets in foul trouble. You could be in trouble with the lack of front court depth that this roster has. Lassina Traore gives you a little bit of something. Not trying to make him sound like he's Elvin Hayes or anything like that.
No, he's not. He's not Wes Unseld. No, Elvin Hayes. No, he's not.
You got anybody older than those two?
Oh, he's just he's a body, but a bigger body. That's what he is.
He ain't Wilt the Stilt down there. That's for sure.
He's not Willis Reed either.
It's not Willis Reed either. So we'll see. Texas is on the road at Arkansas tonight. Again, a big one for a lot of different reasons. Would love to see the Horns pull off the upset in Fayette.
They're going to need Jordan. They're going to need the Pope to play well tonight too.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Look, Tremont Mark, I remember this now from last year's game. Tremont Mark transferred to Texas from Arkansas.
That's right.
At Houston, went to Arkansas, then came to Austin. Tremont Mark in the game against the Hogs last year was non-existent. And I remember you and I talking about it leading up to that game. It's like, this is about to be the Tremont Mark game. Like, he hates Arkansas. He was there. He transferred out of there. Fans are going to be booing him because he came to Texas. So he's going to be on a mission to put on a show at his old school. And instead, he barely did anything.
Yeah, this is one of those nights going back there that you need to have some fun.
So he's coming off maybe his best game of conference play with what he did, 23 points against A&M. I would love to see Tremont Mark and Jordan Pope, both of those guys, because, again, this team goes as those two guys go.
Right.
Your two seniors, if you were going to win on the road during Arkansas senior night, it can't just be Swain and Modest. It's going to have to be those two guys looking similar to the way they looked on Saturday.
I agree.
So I like that thought, man. Pope Jordan has been playing pretty well as of late. Hit some big shots in Aggieland. And Tremont Mark, if that guy, again, those guys have 10 years of college basketball experience combined between the two. This is
they got European NBA type of years in them, so it's time.
Yeah, they played in big games. They've played in games in March. They know what it takes to win at this time of the year. Let's see it from those two tonight. If they play the way that they did versus A&M, then the Horns have a shot to get this win done. So I like that. Yeah, Pope Jordan and Tremont Mark. I think they gave you 40 combined on Saturday. You don't need that. If you can get 30 plus from those two guys tonight, I think you.
Yeah, just don't turn the ball over. Don't for Jordan Pope. Don't get over anxious. Throwing bad passes. These guys are getting the lanes. These guys can make plays against you. So understand what you're trying to do with that basketball. I think the big guy can have a big night down low too.
That's where, Texas has the biggest advantage on the offensive glass. Texas is an elite offensive rebounding team, and Arkansas is not very good at rebounding, period. So, again, that's where I'd love to have Traore to give you a little bit more size on the low block. But even without Traore, Texas has rebounded well. So I do think this could be a big, modest game in terms of scoring and in terms of rebounding too.
Yeah, and Heidi needs to not be hidden tonight.
Who?
He needs to quit Heidi. He needs to quit hiding and get into the game. Yeah, that guy who starts. He's one of the 5 guys that are out there starting when you're playing 5-on-4. But, all he's going to do is grab the ball and then throw it away to another guy. He's not, and every once in a while he'll luck into a rebound here or there. They need him to do. This would be a great game for him to have one of those type of games at the 3-point line.
Who is this player? What is this? Who's this person?
I don't know. It's a guy who hasn't really done much in the last 3 games.
You say
or
higher?
Maybe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt for 3 games.
Saying, what are you doing? Blues Brothers? Heidi, high?
Heidi, ho. Yeah, for sure.
Is that what you're doing? I don't even know the guy that you're talking about right now.
Did that guy give you 12 tonight?
12?
Give me 12 and 3 rebounds.
He hit a big shot late against A&M after starting the game 0 for 5. Did hit a big shot late, but yeah, Cam Heidi.
Give me 12 tonight and then get 2 more rebounds than I can get. That'll make it a total of 3.
3 points versus A&M, 2 versus Florida, 0 against Georgia. Those are the
last. How's that guy
games.
start? How does he start in your 5, coach?
Well, they don't have anybody else.
Wow.
Who are you gonna put out? Like Weaver, you like Weaver off the bench. Weaver's a better player than Cam Heidi. Everybody knows that. But you like that guy coming off the bench to give you a little spark with your second unit. Sim Wilcher's your other bench guy who plays. He's too small. He's a point guard, right? You need a little size with Cam Heidi. And then Nick Cody's the other guy, and you need him coming off the bench for Modest when Modest needs a spell.
The garbage man.
So, yeah, Cam Heidi had that 3-game tease, man, that stretch where it's like,
yes.
This is our secret weapon. And now we're unleashing him here in conference play, and this team's about to go off.
Wow.
And then he's just falling off a cliff, and we call him the hidden Heidi on this show. And
why is he hiding? What is he hiding from? We need him.
What are you hiding from, Cam? It's March.
Yes. This is what you're supposed to be chucking those babies up, not getting the ball and within a second getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, he's cooled off a little bit as of late in terms of the shooting percentage.
He's still in shock when he tried to go baseline 2 games ago.
Yeah,
remember he tried to go Florida. He tried to take those guys to the rack, and 2 guys had 2 hands pinning the ball on the backboard. He hadn't got excited about anything since he got pinned up there. He thought he was going to go strong to the rack and maybe go to the free throw line.
Everybody got pinned by Florida. Didn't they have 11 blocks?
Everybody got blocked at least once.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Heidi, too, his struggle started before that incident.
Yes.
So he's still a 46% three-point shooter. I still feel good every time he shoots it. And they got to make more of an effort to get him involved, but I think it's more of him having to make more of an effort to get himself involved.
I'm like you. I originally thought that they didn't, he was getting his shot off by himself. And I thought they should have started doing some stuff with him, getting him off some picks, some screens, and let him shoot. But now Pope's starting to shoot balls off a screen. This guy right here, he's had the opportunity. It's been him, and it hadn't been what they were designing for him. He just hadn't got into the flow himself.
Yeah, here's the issue, and Cam Heidi's not a shot creator, right? To me, he's just to stand somewhere and catch the ball and shoot the ball when it comes your way. Cam Heidi's not a great fit for this team because this team, they don't pass it a lot. Like Texas, the assist, it's amazing, and Shaw Miller himself has talked about this. It is amazing that Texas has a top 10 offense in the sport, despite the fact that they don't pass the ball. Their whole offense is just isolation. It's either throw it to Modest and let him go to work, Dalen Swain taking somebody one-on-one, Jordan Pope coming off a screen and shooting, or Tremont Mark finding something in the mid-range. Like, there's not a lot of ball movement with this offense. So in a different scheme or on a different roster, Cam Heidi's a major weapon because it's like, well, someone's driving to the lane and then they're going to pass it and there's going to be an assist and he's going to be the guy who knocks down the 3. But Texas doesn't do that a lot.
Yeah, that's why maybe you start Weaver tonight to get something going early because he will go down the lane and find an open guy. He doesn't always take it to the hoop. I thought for a while there, he wanted to beat you. And once he got close to being even with you, he was gone and he would go to the rack. There's been times when he's been coming down the middle, BK, and finding guys in the corner and dishing off some easy buckets. I'm wondering if maybe that's not the guy to try to start to get going, to get your offense going early with the other guys, because he can help other guys get going. But you can't play them both at the same time.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, coming off the win, I don't think you change up the lineup. I think you keep rolling with what you've got. But no, there's a strong argument to be made for Weaver to be starting. Again, he's one of your 5 best players. It's just he's got a nice role and a nice niche coming off the bench. So
and he doesn't score anything. He'll give you 2. Here's 2 for you during the course of the night.
Who cares? He's a winning player.
Yes,
that guy makes more of an impact scoring 2 than a lot of guys around the country do, scoring 14 to 16.
I agree with it. You're right.
He's a winning player. Texas, by the way, so y'all know I'm not just talking out of my rear end. There are 365 teams in Division I men's college basketball. The Longhorns rank 354th in assists to field goals made.
Ooh.
They do not – it doesn't make sense. They just don't pass the ball very much, but they score and they're winning games.
And they get to the foul line.
Yeah, that helps too. A lot of the teams that are like around them on this list, I mean, it's teams you've never heard of. North Alabama, Cal Baptist, Gardner-Webb, Western Illinois, Towson. Like there's no – Texas is dead last in terms of power conference teams in that, again, assist to field goals made, percentage, stat, ratio, whatever. But it works. Somehow it's working.
Yeah, I mean, that individual game that they play is, like you said, it's they got 2 or 3 individuals that get it done. And Pope Jordan just as a guard, he's just so when they get their long arms over him, BK, he can't assist anybody. He's got to give it up. He's either having to shoot or give it up as quick as he can before they get all over him, you know?
Right. And it's funny. I just checked this too. So it's first year of Sean Miller in Austin. This is all we have to look at from him. So I've seen some Texas fans like, man, is this offense going to be sustainable? Like these guys don't pass. What's the deal? I thought we were getting this like ball movement, free flowing kind of coach. What's going on? Last year at Xavier, Sean Miller's offense, 7th in the country in assists to field goals made. 2 years ago, 19th. 3 years ago, 7th.
Yeah, so he had guys that brought the ball up the court. He had guards that are 6'3", 6'4", not 5'11".
It's just it's not his guys, right? He's working with a lot of Rodney Terry's guys and a lot of new faces, and he's found a way. Like that's the best coaches, Buck, and you know this better than I do. The best coaches adapt to their personnel.
Absolutely.
They're not like my way or the highway. My guys are going to learn what I do. I don't care what they're good at or bad at. They're going to have to do what I tell them to do. Sean Miller's like, all right, no, this is working for us right now, so I'm going to let these guys keep doing it. They've got something figured out here.
I'm surprised they've won as many games and offensively are as good for a group that if I was the opposing coach, I would be pressing them all night long. I would get Jordan Pope into some corner and not let that dude out with some big arms, some big people around him. And they do a good job. They've just done a good job of protecting the basketball, which is fantastic for them. Assists, no. But when it comes up, when they're not long enough. That's not a long team. It's not a big team.
It's funny you say that. Your name is Bucky, and A&M's coach name is Bucky, and all that Bucky ball stuff. He's a full court press guy, and it worked in Austin, but Texas was able to get around it.
You're right.
In the rematch. Yeah,
they didn't do it a lot for some reason. I don't know why they got scared to do it against them, because for a couple times where they tried to press them, they got by the
whole game. They did it the whole game. Texas just figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, who else brought the ball up? Well, when Mark brings the ball up, like I said, last year, late in the season, he became like a guard. He was the guy that was bringing the ball up. When he started bringing the ball up, hard to take it away from the herky-jerky lefty that's got, he's 28 years old. It's hard to get it from an old dude like that,
That's the herky-jerky lefty motion.
Yeah, that guy, when he comes up the court and he's jerking it around, man, and he's spinning. I like it, man. I'm good. I'm good with it. I just need him to keep score and then play a little defense a little D on the side doesn't hurt for sure.
A little D on the side, it doesn't hurt.
He was doing okay. He did okay against A&M. He played a little bit of D.
What's the main entree if the D is the side dish?
Well, I'll just say this. He's going to have to play more he's going to do frontal against Arkansas tonight. He can't be side shoulder because they got big guys, man. They'll go zipping right past him. Plus, they know he's a traitor.
Okay, so it's going to be a full frontal D from Tremont Mark tonight in Fayetteville.
Yes.
That's some analysis right there.
I'm expecting that dude with about 3 steals tonight.
Okay, I like that.
So 3 steals. Give me 3 steals.
The D will be there. And he'll be jerking it around or whatever you said too.
And Pope Jordan, he's not playing D. You're going 5-on-4 immediately. And if you got Pope Jordan and you got the hidden one, now you're going 3-on-5. Look out.
Yeah, a nice pivot attempt there, sir. I'm not letting you get out of that one that easily. All right, we'll take your thoughts. Texas at Arkansas tonight. Big one, the penultimate regular season game, the final road game of the year for the Longhorn men. By the way, the Texas women's team, they are off until Friday. So the SEC women's basketball tournament actually starts today in Greenville, South Carolina. The Horns are the 3 seed. They get a double bye. They will not play their first game until pretty late Friday night. I think it's 7:30 Central Time. It'll probably be later than that because they've got to wait for all the earlier games to finish. But there's a little quick update for Texas women's hoops. We won't know who they will play until Thursday night. All right. Let's shift gears here, Buck. In a moment, the top 10 juiciest matchups of the 2026 college football season. Texas has a couple of games on this list. We'll run it down. We've got some Texas spring football preview to talk about. We've got some NFL to dive into as well. But before going any further, how about a few more sponsor shout-outs?
Hello, our friends over at Sue Patrick's, of course, since 1975, the incredible selection of Texas Longhorn apparel. And, of course, they have collectibles. They got accessories. They have everything that you're looking for when it comes to Longhorn. They got all the great ball caps out there. Wear what the baseball teams wear. Those Nike-fitted on-field caps are fantastic. And they've got them in all shapes, sizes, all the colors that you're looking for. The jerseys are in. The team jerseys are in. Get over there and get those. Plus, orders of $59 or more online, free shipping, and tons of parking at Sue Patrick. Ladies, all your spring and summer apparel is available for you right now. Get those, of course. And they've got luggage at Sue Patrick. They have golfing. They have golfing, of course, polos at Sue Patrick's, which I love. Love all the golf. Every time I go to play around the golf and I'm wearing something from Sue Patrick, someone asks me in the pro shop or whatever, even the guys in the pro shop are trying to figure out, how do we get this apparel in here? I'll talk to Jay about that, getting some of their apparel, even some of these pro shops. Because right now, folks, they've got some great savings on all those polos over at Sue Patrick. 5222 Burnett Road or online at SuePatrick.com.
Yes, indeed.
And do remember the Jellycats. Never can forget about the Jellycats. Jellycat headquarters.
You almost did.
Almost did.
But you didn't.
Brought it back. Swung it back around.
Well done there, sir. Shout out to Audiovisual Consultations as well.
Never forget them.
Yeah. Well, yesterday, everyone got to see the 4TV setup in real time. Pretty nice, huh?
Yes, sir.
You said something to me after the show. You're like, damn, BK, these are massive. I'm like, that's the first time anyone's ever said that about anything of mine. So thank you very much.
Of course, you said that you share one with your girlfriend. She's allowed to have one of the units up there. That's it?
Yeah. When she's over, I will occasionally, I mean, it depends on the night. Look, college football Saturday, if she's over, you can have my laptop to watch something. I ain't sacrificing a TV. March Madness coming up. Yeah, here, you watch on your phone. All right, you're good.
Wow.
AV Consultations, man, they gave me the TV setup of my dreams, and they can do the same for you. Look, maybe you don't need 4 65-inch screens in a box like I have. That might be overkill for some losers. But if you do, AV Consultations can hook you up. If you don't need all that, they can hook you up with just a giant big screen. How about the home theater room with the surround sound speakers? They can install speakers all over your home. So like you want to Bluetooth some music from your phone in your bedroom, but also have it going outside on your patio. AV Consultations, they can install all of that stuff. They do whole home lighting. They do surveillance systems to keep you and your loved ones safe. They do everything. And they've been around since 1988. They know what they're doing. They've hooked up thousands of Central Texans over the last nearly 4 decades. They can hook you up as well. All you have to do is give them a call, and Tom McKay and his crew will bring everything to you. 512-255-8678, or go to avconsultations.com.
Love them. And our good friends over at Woods Comfort Systems for 70 years in Central Texas, they have been getting it done. My air conditioning is on right now. It's going to be in the 80s, maybe low 80s today, but you want that air conditioning working properly, and they will. They'll have their technicians out there making sure things are working the right way. Don't touch it yourself, please. Don't attempt to do it. If you're worried about a filter, should I go pick up the filter? Let them do it, please. Don't do it. And definitely don't do plumbing. They've been doing plumbing now, so trust them to your indoor and outdoor plumbing. Let them do the work for you. And I don't know if you're going to have to worry about that heater, but who knows? March could be March Madness in your home if your heating system has to come on, and you definitely want that working the right way. If we get another cold front, which I don't see coming, but you definitely want the air conditioning because we know what's coming here shortly. You know, these little 80s are nothing compared to what's about to hit us here in the next couple months or weeks. So hang on to your thoughts about doing it yourself. Don't do it. Call on Woods Comfort Systems, close to 70 years in Central Texas. Nobody does it better.
WoodsComfortSystems.com or give them a call, 512-842-5066. All right, Buck, let's talk a little college football here, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Top 10 juiciest matchups of the 2026 season. This is according to Andy Staples and Ari Wasserman at On3. Thoughts on the word juiciest?
Very nice.
You're a fan of that word, huh?
Yeah, I am. That and moist.
You do like moist.
Yes, I like that word too.
It's a very polarizing word for people.
Yes.
Okay, you're all right with it. Well, we'll go down the list 10-1. There are a couple of Texas games that made the cuts. And we'll talk about each of these games a little bit, obviously with more of a focus on the Longhorn matchups. And then I want to get your thoughts on if you agree with these being the juiciest matchups. I think the definition of juiciest, it's not like the best. It's not, 1 versus 2, 2 versus 4, 5 versus. It's what's going to give us the most storylines, what's going to give us the most headlines, scintillating games in the upcoming 2026 season. And number 10 on the list, November 27th. The Texas Longhorns at the Texas A&M Aggies, Buck.
I mean, for people that may be, scintillating, but it's not really for Longhorn fans because we know what the outcome is before the game's even played. That's automatic. Win, win, win.
Yeah, what's juicy about that?
Yeah, really, come on. What's so juicy about that game? Just another game here for Texas.
Like most of the other games on this list, there's at least some mystery on
Yes.
who the victor is going to be, but it's the Longhorns and the Aggies playing football. We know how this story ends already.
Yeah, the history will tell you how this story will end.
Yeah, and I'll say this in all seriousness. Look, the last 2 years, this game has had conference championship implications. Right, 2 years ago, both teams were fighting for a spot in the SEC title game. Last year, A&M was fighting for a spot in the SEC title game, and obviously Texas was able to keep them out of Atlanta. So, look, the Longhorns are going to be a preseason top 5 team. A&M might be preseason top 10. If they're not in the top 10, they'll be just outside. So, at the end of the year, this could be a top 10 matchup in the sport with conference championship and college football playoff hopes on the line.
Yeah, 1 or 2 things will happen. It'll be either a huge game or the Aggies will have at least 3 losses by then.
Yeah, A&M's schedule is a little bit tougher this year. Obviously everyone's got to play that additional SEC game. The Aggies non-con, not very difficult. Their toughest game is at home against Arizona State in week 2. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. They do have a barn burner against the Citadel in week 7. So
they've got to have something in week 11 somewhere. Oh, no, you don't get to have that easy one anymore, do you?
Well, you still can, but you only get 3 non-cons. You could still have it in the second to last week of the season. A&M is not doing that. They've got just a random one against the Citadel in late October. But for the Aggies, the SEC schedule, they've got to go to LSU in September. They've got to go to Columbia, Missouri in early October. They've got to go to Tuscaloosa on October 24th. Road game at South Carolina. How about the last 3 of the year for the Aggies? Tennessee, at Oklahoma, Texas.
Yeah, they'll have 3 losses going into the Texas game.
So it is a not a murderer's row of teams. I mean, they don't have to play Georgia, which is good. Obviously, Texas doesn't either, which we will definitely take.
Anytime.
But it's compared to who they've played in conference play the last 2 years when the SEC schedules were identical, besides the locations. It's a step up in class for A&M, so they will have a tougher time being undefeated going into the Lone Star Showdown this year than they did a season ago.
For sure.
Yeah, and Jake's like, won't be that juicy when the Aggies are fighting to go 8-4 this year.
That's what I'm saying. They'll have 3
Let's
losses.
send the Aggies back to 8-4. I liked that. I know you're
Yes.
weird, Buck, and you want A&M to be 11-0 going into the Texas game every year. Nah, let's have them at 8-3 going into Texas, and then boom, the Longhorns hand them their 4th loss of the year, the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I agree. This is what it's going to be. That's hitting it right on that's hitting it right on the head right there. 8-3 coming in that game. Texas is the one that's going to be real nervous. No, you can't afford to lose that. There'll be a bunch of nerves because that group over in Aggie land will already have 3 losses by then.
I would love, you know what I would love more than anything else is if the roles were reversed between these two teams, right? Like we kind of knew, we weren't happy about it, but we kind of knew Texas was out of the playoff going into that A&M game.
Yep.
The Aggies came into town 11-0. Again, trying to get to the SEC title for the first time ever.
Maybe extremely happy.
And then think about it. The roles are reversed. Like Texas is 11-0, a win away from a conference championship berth in an undefeated season. And the Aggies are the team that's already out of the college football playoff. But then, A&M all week long, it's like, yes, we're going to do exactly what they did to us.
Yes.
Revenge. We got them. This is perfect. Oh, my God. Turnabout is fair play. Couldn't be more perfect for us. And then Texas goes in there and rolls A&M and does what the Aggies could not do here in Austin last year.
Loss number 4. No playoffs, no nothing.
That is the dream scenario. I mean, if A&M won't be 0-11, then that is the second dream scenario, I think,
yes,
right there.
For sure, man. That's perfect.
That's how this game gets juicy.
That sets them up to go to Disney World or something to go play.
They won't even be going to the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl if they're 8-4. That's reserved for us 9-3 folk.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. So that's number 10. Number 9, juiciest matchups in the 2026 college football season, according to On3. Duke at Miami. And the intrigue here surrounds the Darian Mensah situation. Remember the former Duke quarterback who signed a NIL deal to stay with the Blue Devils and then entered the transfer portal and sued the school to try to leave. And eventually they settled and Mensah was able to go. And now he's the starting quarterback at the U. So I wish that game was in Durham. I hate that it's in Miami.
Yeah, no kidding.
The reaction of Duke fans.
They'll have more Duke fans like they did more Indiana fans when the game was in Miami in their home place anyway.
You are vastly overrating Duke football fans, my friend.
No, they're not. It's not basketball. It's not an indoor facility.
Oh, yeah. If it's a Duke basketball game in Miami, then it's a home game for the Blue Devils.
Yeah.
Duke football, even though they hate Darian Mensah, and they have every right to, that's, not as juicy that game is on the road for the Dukies.
That's the number 9 game?
That's number 9 for juice. Number 8, Oregon at USC in the Big Ten. Does that do anything for you?
Who's quarterback in USC these days? Did they find somebody else, or they've got the same dude coming back?
Yeah.
They can't defend. They can't defend Oregon. Oregon will score 60.
Yeah, Jaden Mayava back. I mean, it's a Big Ten game. I guess this is more of, is Lincoln Riley really a good coach? Is his tenure at USC going to work? And he's got an early season opportunity to show that, no, he actually has USC back to the elite of college football instead of
what was the date on that?
That's September 26th. So it's the 4th week of the college football season. It's a home game for the Trojans. So big opportunity for them against an Oregon team that's obviously been to the playoff 2 years in a row. That's an average game for me.
Yeah, and it's good to find out, like you said, about Lincoln Riley early in September. Find out late in September. It's still early in the season. Is this guy for real, or is he going to be gone? Is he going to be looking for another job somewhere?
Yeah, and USC. Remember, they took the Notre Dame game off their schedule, so they've got a schedule that gives them a golden opportunity to get to the college football playoff for the first time with Lincoln Riley as their head coach. We'll see if they can actually do it. Obviously, a win over Oregon would really help with that.
Certainly would.
Number 7, Texas Tech at Cincinnati. Brendan Sorsby, the Tech transfer from Cincinnati, making his return trip to Ohio. Who cares, dude?
I mean, I was going to say that. Who cares? He's going to go there and butcher that group. They're only good because he was with them.
Right. Cincinnati was like solid last year. They weren't that good.
No.
But the only reason they were kind of good was because of their quarterback. Texas Tech's going to be really good again because they spin like nobody's business. And the Big 12, like that should be a 2 or 3 touchdown win for the Your Markers, no?
I would guess, yes.
It's just as simple as that. Like if your quarterback transfers, that's a juicy matchup.
No.
It's not like
they didn't have anybody with the quarterback anyway.
I could be wrong. Maybe Brendan Sorsby held like a 10-minute press conference after he transferred where he just said, F Cincinnati. I hate that program. I hate all their fans. I hated my time there. They suck. And just poured a bunch of gasoline on the fire. If he did that, then okay. But I don't think he did that. So
no, I think he took a couple million and walked away.
Texas Tech versus Cincinnati. There's 14 more games on October 24th that are going to be juicier than that one.
Yeah, Lehigh Lafayette's a better game than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You might be right.
Texas Tech go hammer them there.
I wanted to shoot you down quickly, but I don't know if I can. You might be right.
That kid is going to throw for like 8 touchdowns against his old school.
Yeah, who cares? I guess they just felt like they had to throw the Big 12 a bone because there's no storylines with that conference anymore. And it's like, what's the closest thing we have? All right, the Sorsby Bowl. Let's go. Number 6, Penn State at Michigan, October 17th.
Oh, yeah, 2 fading programs. Love that.
It's first year head coaches for both teams.
Yeah, I understand. That's okay.
Yeah, there's some intrigue there. It's in the middle of October, so decently early in the year. Obviously, Penn State hiring Matt Campbell, trying to get back to where they were. I mean, 2 years ago, that's a team that was in the college football playoff semifinal. Michigan, obviously, with letting go of Sharon Moore because of all of that craziness, they bring in Kyle Whittingham. So an opportunity for both teams to kind of show that things are going to be different around here with this new guy calling the shots.
That's a game that you're going to look at it, but it's not going to mean anything in the landscape of college football. It's just a good game. It's an okay game.
You don't think either of those teams have a chance to make the playoff this year?
Oh, no, I maybe shouldn't underestimate Matt Campbell and the job he can do with some real players right from the get.
Mm-hmm.
Plus lights.
They do have lights, I believe. Although, is that why the Penn State fans wear white all the time? Because they don't have lights?
They have lights.
They got lights up there at Beaver Stadium. The Nittany Lions, and their stadium is named after Beaver. Interesting bit there.
Very nice.
Never understood that. Moving on to the top 5 here. Florida at Auburn on September 19th. Week 3. What's the juice in this one?
Oh, the new coach, the new coach more so at Florida.
Well, there's new coaches at both schools.
I know, but it's their expectations are, what's the guy's name? Summerall. I think that the expectations of him are things are going to change immediately in Florida, and that's a big game for them on the road.
Yeah, I guess, both programs have high expectations. For Florida, they feel fair because of their history. For Auburn, I'll never understand why their fan base thinks they're as good as they are.
Summerall does he have a quarterback yet?
I'm sure he has a few on the roster. They didn't get one of the big fish transfers, though, that they were apparently going after. Obviously, they let DJ Lagway walk. So, I don't know. I think Aaron Philo might be the quarterback. I guess he did transfer from Georgia Tech, but he was the backup there.
Yes.
I think that's the guy. Don't quote me on that. I'm not up to date on Florida's quarterback depth chart right now. But yeah, look, 2 first-time head coaches, John Summerall at Florida. I should say first-year head coaches, Alex Golish at Auburn going in from South Florida. Both teams, of course, are looking for big turnarounds. I guess that's the intrigue there. But it's one of those games, Buck. And obviously, we'll have to pay attention to Florida again because Texas plays Florida this year.
Right.
But it's like people are going to overreact to that game because it's week 3. Florida's first 2 games are against FAU and Campbell. Now, Auburn does open up against Baylor. They beat Baylor in Waco last year and still sucked. That game this year is in Atlanta, so much closer to Auburn and in Southern Miss. But, like, I'm not going to look at the winner of Auburn-Florida as, like, oh, now they're legit.
Oh,
Like,
no, you're not. No, you won't.
A legit contender in the SEC because they won this game.
No, it's just a battle of 2 first-year coaches at their universities. That's all.
Yeah, that's whatever. SEC bias right there. Number 4, this one's always juicy. Georgia at Alabama.
Oh, for sure.
We don't really need to talk much about that game. I mean, whenever these teams get together, it's instant classics. The SEC championship game obviously sucked, but in the regular season, and more often than not, when the Dogs and the Tide are sharing the same field, we get some pretty spectacular theater. That game in Tuscaloosa this year during the regular season on October 10th, same day that Texas plays Oklahoma. Then we go to the top 3. Miami at Notre Dame. Obviously, the juice with this one is the fact that, Miami jumped Notre Dame in the final college football playoff poll. But Notre Dame was in ahead of them the entire time, even though Miami beat Notre Dame. And at the very end, the committee pulled the old switcheroo on us and put Miami in and dropped Notre Dame out.
And Notre Dame can't get out of this game, right?
They can't get out of this game. Well, who knows, dude? They play by their own set of rules, so maybe they can.
Yeah. If it happens in September, they can get out of it.
Yeah, little did we know that it's actually Miami of Ohio. That's who Notre Dame meant to
schedule.
Oh,
okay.
They weren't trying to get Miami, Florida. They were trying to get Miami, Ohio on the slate this season.
See.
Yeah, so we'll see Notre Dame. Dude, they don't like each other anyways. The old Catholics versus convict bit. There's bad blood dating back to the 80s and probably before then with these two programs. But after what happened last year, you don't think the folks in South Bend are looking for a little revenge on the U?
Yeah, man. Going back to all grass field, water that baby down, wet, thick. Won't be much speed for Miami there.
You like them wet and thick, don't you?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, let's do that. Touchdown Jesus is going to be playing a factor in that game. Then we get to the final. We get to the final 2. I mentioned there are 2 Texas games on this list. Number 10 was Texas at Texas A&M. Number 2, Ohio State at Texas.
Lots of intrigue here. Texas has to win this game. Texas needs to win this game, and Texas should win this game at home. No more, inexperienced quarterback. No more, it's Ohio State. They're the defending champions. None of that stuff. They're another team that's a good team. You're playing them at home. Time to beat them. Time to get rid of whatever it is that you lose to them or whatever the reason is. You have them at home. Get them this year.
Yeah, obviously the third meeting in 3 years between Texas.
You know enough about them.
Really, the third meeting in the last 2 calendar years because, that playoff game in Arlington was played in 2025.
That's right.
Texas obviously 0-2 against the Buckeyes. And they've been close both times, but close isn't going to do anything for anybody this time.
I don't think so. I don't think close is going to do anything for anybody in this one.
Well, it's I think it could be 1 versus 2. I mean, it was 1 versus 3 last year in the AP poll. I think it was 1 versus 2 in the coaches poll. Texas obviously being number 1. I think the Buckeyes are going to open up this year as the number 1 team in the nation. And I think Texas will be number 2 or number 3. So, I don't think either team's going to
flip around. You get flipped around 1 versus 3 again.
Yeah, it might be. But it's a huge game. It's 2 blue blood programs. It's top 3 matchup. It's going to have college football playoff implications. We obviously saw how impactful a loss in that kind of game could be.
Yes.
Now, I do think Texas is better, and I do think Ohio State is still really, really awesome to where the loser of the game is still very likely to make it to the CFP, but you never know.
Let's just make sure by winning this year.
And I would, I would like to go into conference play undefeated to where it's like, okay, if we do need to have 2 mulligans, we'd like to not lose any, but you'd like to go into conference play with a couple of opportunities to lose just in case.
Yes.
And you obviously didn't have that last season. So all this talk about whether or not Texas should be playing Ohio, the conversations that you and I had last year were not fun.
No.
And I do not want to have similar conversations about non-conference scheduling, whether or not Texas should be playing these games, whether this kind of game is going to keep Texas out of the playoff. Oh, 3-loss Texas, even though the resume is a lot better than 2-loss this team. Are they going to get it? Like, I just win this game and you put all that stuff to bed.
That's right. Just be on the winning side of this game, this type of game.
Yeah, it'd be nice. And obviously, I mean, it's a measuring stick game. You know, Texas has proven to be an elite program, but there's 2 teams that they haven't been able to get by.
Yes.
One of them you don't get to play, at least in the regular season, because they're not on the schedule. But the other one you do, and it's a chance. Like, I think most people respect Texas football, whether they want to admit it online or not, and the job that Steve Sarkisian has done. But that's how you elevate yourself to another level if you are able to beat a team like Ohio State, who has been, you know,
for sure,
maybe the class of the sport in recent years. So that's number 2, juiciest matchups for the upcoming college football season. Care to take a guess on what number 1 is, Buck? We've talked about it.
It's not the Intercepteers.
No, it's not a Texas game. I said there were 2. We've already talked about.
We got them too. Okay.
Come on.
Please don't put Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan in there. No, I can't. You already got Georgia, Alabama.
Come on, it's the Lane Bowl.
Oh, that game. That should be number 1. You're absolutely right. It should be the Lane Bowl.
There's no doubt. There will not be an atmosphere in college football this season that will rival what Oxford is going to look like on September 19th when Lane.
Boy, that is so early. That's week 2.
Week 3.
Week 3. Okay.
Week 3, but it's the conference opener for both teams. One of the first SEC games of the year, and I don't think this game really needs an introduction. But my God, the storylines. I mean, game day. They should already come out and say right now that College Game Day is going to be in Oxford for.
Gotta be.
Week 3. I don't care if there's a better game. I don't know if there is a better game in terms of like rankings because LSU is going to be really highly ranked. I mean, Ole Miss just made the semifinal this past year. They bring a lot back, including Tobago Chambliss. They're going to be really highly ranked. So it's just that alone. It's like, oh, it's a really good game in the SEC. That's going to have a lot at stake. And then, you pour just liters, gallons, whatever of gasoline.
That is going to be that's going to be an ugly event.
Maybe that's why game day won't go, is they're like worried for their health and safety there.
And some of the things that can be said over the mics there.
And just think about Chris Beard's return to Lubbock when he was at Texas, how crazy that was. I mean, that's college basketball, number 1. And look, the arena in Lubbock, United Supermarkets Arena, it holds close to 20,000. I mean, Vaught Hemingway, it's not one of the biggest SEC stadiums, but still, there's 60,000 people that get in there, plus the Grove, all the tailgating that goes on outside, where the whole city of Oxford is hanging out there.
Dude, there are going to be fan fights there. LSU fans roaring through there, thinking they're, hey, we took your coach, saying the wrong things in the Grove. That like I said, I'm worried about Lane Kiffin and his staff and how ugly that could be. But damn, the fans themselves that come from Baton Rouge, talking smack, coming there, look out.
Yeah. If I'm and I don't know if LSU fans are wired this way, but if I'm a road fan going into that atmosphere, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Probably, yes.
And there's honestly a chance. You might call me a push for this. That's fair. I'll take it. There's a chance I'm just wearing a white T-shirt. Like I don't want no problem. I don't want no. Like if I was a Texas fan and I got to go to Beard's return game to Lubbock, I would have worn a white shirt, and I would have I'm not cheering. I'm not making any noise. Yeah, if Texas won and I was a few beers deep, I would have had a tough time not talking smack, and I probably would have got my ass kicked, and it would have been worth it because we won. But I don't know if I have the stones to go into a crowd like that and talk.
Yeah, I believe this would be a dangerous situation.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. You got to have extra security on standby. Forget on standby. You got to have them there ready to go.
Well, I know one game that I'd be throwing out. I'd be throwing out that Texas Tech Cincy game and putting in Texas Oklahoma with Intercept here one more year there. I mean, that's got to be for Oklahoma. They have to see that as a must win. They have to beat Texas. They have to beat Texas at the Cotton Bowl. It has to happen for them, or their coach may just that alone may get him knocked out of there. For Texas, it's just another victory. It's like A&M. It's another win.
Well, it's a big win. I won't downplay how much I care and Texas fans care about the Red River Shootout.
Well, they care, but they know how simple it can be.
Well, I mean, it's we expect to win. We expect to win at this point. And it's nice because there were so many years where I expected to lose that game.
Right.
But the last couple of years, I've expected to win. Even in 2023, when we did not win, I expected to win. Think about it. Like the conversations we have about Ohio State, Oklahoma has that about Texas tenfold.
Yeah,
tenfold.
For sure.
That's their biggest rival. Like they care about that game. That's their Super Bowl every single year, and they're willing to admit it. So we're like, we'd really like to beat Ohio State because they've beaten us 2 times in a row, and they're a blue blood, and we want to show how good we are, and we want to make whatever. Like we have our reasons, but I'm telling you, man, it kills OU fans. What's happened the last 2 years and 3 of the last 4. Like they're not even close. And I remember we played this on the show, after the game in 2025. What was it? Teddy Lehman and Gabe Eichert, a couple of OU greats, on their podcast. They're like, this is probably the worst team Steve Sarkisian is going to have for like the next 10 years. And they not only beat us, but they kept us out of the end zone. They won 23-6. It wasn't like there was a depression there in Norman that came to light when that game went final. So I know they made the playoff, and their OU fans on the internet are like, we made the playoff and you didn't. Just return the favor and say, yeah, we know how much this means. You guys haven't scored a touchdown against us in like 900 days. Maybe focus on that one, Chief. And stop bragging about being the first team to ever lose a home playoff game ever. Losers.
Yeah, they need that one like we need Ohio State. We don't need to come close to Ohio State. We need to beat Ohio State.
They need it 10 times more. They need it 10 times more, and I hope we don't give it to them.
Yes.
But yeah, I would like to beat Ohio State for the record. And
yes, you would. Yes, you would. You don't want to rely on doing a bunch of things in conference. You want that game that early to mean something and mean something late where, hey, let's not forget we did beat Ohio State early in the year. That's going to count. So committee, you're not keeping us out, whether we have 2 losses, whatever. We beat Ohio State. We finally got over that hurdle, and don't try anything with us. And that way, if you beat them, you shouldn't have to worry the rest of the season.
Well, for the I think it's obvious that if Texas goes 10-2, they'll be in, and if they go 9-3, they won't. Like, I just think that's what it comes down to, regardless of if you beat Ohio State or not. Now, beating Ohio State gives you a better chance to to lose less games, obviously.
Right, for sure.
But I don't know. Again, if Texas beats Ohio State and they still go 9-3, the committee's not going to be like, oh, yeah, that was cool. You beat Ohio State. Yeah, we'll put you in. They'll be like, no, you have 3 losses, so you can't sit here.
Yeah, well, that's what we have to look for the committee, because the way they do things, unless things are changing.
Well, the only thing that's changing is Notre Dame. They sucked off all the committee members, so now they are in regardless of what happens.
Oh,
God.
I
think they can go 8-4 and still get in with the way the rules are written this year.
They get that happening. Their coach gets another contract raise. It's unbelievable.
I don't know if that's going to make it on the radio. That sucked off comment, but it's real. I feel real about that. So there you go. Your top 10 juiciest matchups in college football, according to On3. Yeah, I'm with you. Get rid of that Texas Tech, Cincinnati. Yeah, there's a few games. Florida, Auburn, too. Like, what are we doing here? Like, there's got to be better matchups and more intriguing.
Even the word Alabama Auburn is better than that. Better than Florida Auburn.
I guess they didn't want to just go with the obvious rivalries. Like, you could put Texas OU on that every year. You could put Ohio State Michigan. Sure. You could put the Iron Bowl. Like, those games are always juicy because they're the best rivalries in the sport. I guess they wanted to go off the beaten path, but you could have gone off the beaten path without going on a completely different highway.
That's true.
You're right about that. That's what these guys were trying to do here. But Thanks for the content, Andy and Ari. Much appreciated. All right, we will we got to get to some NFL. Got a little Longhorn football to dive into as well, but some NFL offseason conversation, including some interesting front office decisions made by the Dallas Cowboys, plus the BBK news before we get out of here. But before we continue, my friend, how about a few more sponsor shout-outs?
Folks, Relax the Back embraces a holistic approach for a healthier lifestyle based on 35 years of proven expertise, and my back could not be happier. I'm in my Relax the Back chair right now, feeling great before I go play a round of golf. And when it can transform your routine, it can transform your life. Go by there. I talked to Jason yesterday, and he said he's got the guys over there. Come on by. They've got some new accessories over there for your lumbar, for your neck area. Go check them out. You don't always have to buy a chair there. And they'd like for you to buy a recliner, a chair, or a mattress set. You can. He would be happy if you did that. But he's got the great accessories there. He's got the office desk and the chairs for the desk there. They got stand-up desks available for you. But everything that they have, BK, is going to give you some benefits if you're struggling with your neck, your thoracic, your lumbar area. 2 locations, the Hill Country Galleria across from Whole Foods, and in North Austin at the Gateway Shopping Center across from the Container Store. Live pain-free like the Buck at Relax the Back.
Yeah, they're all about making your life easier.
Yes.
Making you feel better, and that's what Relax the Back can do. Speaking of feeling better, shout out to Early Bird CBD.
I'm ready to have one of those before I go play a round of golf for sure.
There you go. That's become a staple for you these days, huh?
Yeah, I like I said, it's sometimes, for a lot of people, I know medication is when you're taking that stuff can wear off on you and wear you down, and you start getting used to it. You feel like you have to pop more pills. But with this Early Bird, you just take one gummy. That's all you need. You go play a round of golf, and it relaxes you. It takes that edge off, whether you got back pain or knee pain or whatever. And the thing about it is you feel good the next day. You still have that. It's about the next day for me with that. It's not about feeling great right at the moment. It's about the pain I get from walking around the golf course, getting in and out of the cart, going over to the cart girl, having these conversations. Yeah, I want to feel good about myself when I go have these conversations. But the Early Bird, it takes the edge off, folks.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the beauty of Early Bird is everybody has a different experience, right? The Buck takes it when he's golfing. I take it at home a couple of hours before bed. I'm just trying to relax. Maybe I'm watching a game. Maybe I'm watching a movie. I just want to chill out, take the edge off after a long day of working not hard at all. Early Bird CBD is all about that, man. It's awesome. It's an Austin company. They make gummies and tinctures that are formulated with CBD. It's in the name, but also a micro dose of THC. So you're actually going to feel these gummies. I also sleep so well when I take an Early Bird CBD gummy. So many benefits. I love them. The Buck loves them. We've gotten some friends and family members on them. We think you'll love them as well. And how about 20% off your first order? All you have to do is use the promo code Bucky at earlybirdcbd.com and boom, 20% off, no questions asked. They've got different flavors. They even have some dark chocolates available right now if that's more your thing. earlybirdcbd.com.
You got to have those. You really do. I mean, like I said, if you're there's different sensations. People feel things a little bit differently. And for me, boy, it's about the pain. And I'll tell you, taking the pills that I take for taking Vicodin over the last 15 years, I'm not saying it doesn't work for me, but after a while, that's not good for you. It's too much on your system taking those type of pills. And these just give you just a little bit, takes that, like you said, takes the edge off. And it's the day after that makes it so good for me. Everybody feels a little bit differently.
Yeah, love it. Earlybirdcbd.com. Try some for yourself. Also, centextickets.com. If you're looking for tickets to any sporting event, any concert, any comedy show, Broadway show, festival, you name it, Centex Tickets have you covered. Don't forget the promo code Centex10. You type that in at checkout, you're going to get 10% off of any ticket purchase. We're giving y'all discounts left and right. It's because our sponsors want to take care of y'all. Centex Tickets, a local company. Don't go to 10, 15 different websites. Nah, these tickets are 100% guaranteed legit. They will be delivered right to your phone or computer. And again, 10% off. Not a lot of places are doing that, especially when it comes to tickets. CentexTickets.com has you covered. All right, real quick, Buck, before we dive into some NFL conversation, got some franchise tag news across the league and also a big cut set to happen next week.
Yes, sir.
I went out and voted yesterday. and I'm not wearing my sticker, so I don't know if anyone believes me, right? Did you actually vote unless you have
Yeah, don't you have to wear that little blue thing that they have? You have to put that on
yeah,
just
the
to let
I
them know that
voted,
you're not lying.
right? The I voted sticker. You
Yeah.
know, back in the day, hey man, give me yours. I'll pay you $5 for yours. I want people
Give me
people to
that
think I
sticker.
care, you know?
Everybody knows you vote. Give me that sticker.
Hey, I'm trying to pick up this chick downtown. All right, give me your sticker. She has one. So I'm trying to act like I know politics and stuff here. All right. Hook me up. Well, I went and voted yesterday in the primaries or whatever the hell's going on.
Do
Clearly,
you
I'm an
do a lot of
educated
primary
person.
voting? Or do you just
Typically, no. Typically, I wait until
yeah,
November. I have a good friend who works for someone who was on the ballot, so I wanted to show my support
sure.
and vote for that candidate there. And I'm glad I did. I did a little bit of research, whatever. So
Good.
I walked. There's a church right by me. That's like a 15 to 20-minute walk. Beautiful day yesterday. I walked over there, but I waited until around 5 o'clock. So it's election day, right? We're done with the early voting. So all the procrastinators like me are there. And then it's after 5 o'clock. So it's like everyone's on their way home from work and then they're going to stop by to vote.
Absolutely. The ones that actually work, like unlike you.
Right. Exactly. I had all day to do it yesterday. I had early voting all week last week to do it. And of course, I
Yes.
put it off. But I had to wait for about 30 minutes. And I'm not here to talk about candidates or anything like that. I'm here to talk about the observing I did.
Oh, you're an observer. Yeah.
I like to study people. What is that? A psychiatrist or sociologist or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah. Psychologists, your study of the humans around you is good enough. We'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. I got to believe that you saw a bunch of them with their faces in their phones, and they probably weren't worried about the candidate. Were they learning about the candidate they were going to vote for?
No, just about everybody was like staring at their phones. I mean, there were a couple of people having conversations. And when I say a couple, I mean like two out of the line of like 200 people
Yes.
actually talking to each other. And I was not one of them, for the record. I had headphones in, like I was just listening to music, whatever. That was just what I was doing. I was just whatever, relaxing a little bit.
Please tell
But
me
I'm
you weren't in
always
the line. You weren't in the line playing air guitar, were you?
I wasn't playing pocket pool with the guy in front of me. I wasn't playing any air guitar. No, I wasn't doing the drums there.
Still in the line, going like this.
I should have done that just for the bit, you know.
Oh my God.
But no, I didn't. But there are a couple of things I noticed during my my time either in line or during voting. First one was there's a guy, a couple of people in front of me who brought his dog, and like most of the line was outside. It's like, all right, yeah, just hanging out with the dog, taking the dog on a walk, whatever. Dog's there. But this is a relatively small room where I voted, and it's at a church. So like I don't know if dogs are typically allowed in there. And the guy tried to bring his dog in, and one of the volunteers is like, you can't bring the dog in. And the guy, to his credit, was pretty respectful, didn't throw a fit. He's like, hey, can you hold my place in the line? And I thought about being like, shouldn't have brought the dog, dude.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I don't want these people on my ass about that dog.
Yeah, or just like when he comes back, like, dude, I've never seen you before in my life. Why are you trying to cut, bro? But whatever, I was a good guy. So he tied the dog up to a tree outside, and the dog was fun. I was like, oh, the dog's going to start barking and crying and being obnoxious.
It wouldn't be
The
like
dog,
Zach trying to tie Zach up to a tree.
exactly. Like people have those dogs with major separation anxiety where they just lose their mind whenever they're left without their owner. I was expecting that to happen. Turns out the owner was just the puss. The dog was perfectly fine. The dog was good. But this guy's like, I love dogs, right? I love dogs. You don't need to bring your dog everywhere you go, do you?
No.
Does your dog have to come vote with you? Like, can you not leave the dog at home for like 30 minutes to an hour while you can go vote by yourself?
Well, you know how I am about animals at restaurants and dog pecker flies and all. I can't take it. And I can't be in a line if it's 85 degrees and all those things are swirling around his backside. You know what I mean? And the dog's turning around and licking himself. I'm like, the dog can stay at home. I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah. You're talking about the dog pecker flies, I believe is a term that you have coined.
Yes.
Yeah, this was a lady dog, for the record.
Oh, okay.
Can they have dog pecker flies too, or no? Because they don't have a pecker.
They don't have peckers, so they don't get them.
Okay. So, yeah, I didn't have to deal with any of that yesterday.
Good for you.
Look, like outdoor restaurants, like if you're going somewhere that's outside, yeah, bring your dog. Great. But like you're voting inside, you're voting inside. Leave the dog at home. She or he will be fine without you for 30 minutes. I promise. So that was that. And then, so it's, there are volunteers in there. They check your ID, make sure you're registered to vote. They give you your ballot. Most people have gone through this. There was a guy, while I was still standing in line about to go up, there was a guy who was like putting his finished ballot into the machine. And, I like to thank the volunteers, right? It's like, hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for your help, whatever. They're not getting paid. It's a nice thing for them to do, to allow us to express our First Amendment rights. This guy went up one by one to all of the volunteers after he had voted and said, thank you very much for your service, and shook their hands. He went full military with election volunteers. Handshake.
It's all right.
That's a little much, isn't it?
I mean, it all can be much to it. All depends how you view it. You know what? It's like me. If I go into you've heard me tell this. If I go to a restroom that's outside of my home and it's Chevron or something like that, and they have a clean bathroom, I go right back to the counter and say, hey, I appreciate you having that bathroom so clean. I do appreciate going to using your bathroom. I said, I know there's a lot of people that come in here. There's construction workers that can come in here. I said, but I appreciate walking into a clean bathroom. And people appreciate just the thanks for that. And so I kind of get it, because that's kind of weird and corny. The guy's like, I hate cleaning this bathroom. Well, you don't have to thank me, but I appreciate you thanking me anyway.
You don't ever go back and say, boy, you're going to have to go back in there again.
I've done that before. When I've walked in and somebody was in there before me. Before I try to do anything, I'll go in there and say, hey, you got to come and do this. This is amazing what's in here. I just don't want you to think that I did it, or the next person to say, see that guy over there? He was in there before me.
Oh, you're blaming somebody else, huh?
Oh, no. I just don't want anybody blaming me for somebody else's troubles. You know what I'm saying?
It's the old, if he smelt it, he dealt it.
Oh, I've been into those when I've walked in and walked out and gone to the counter and go, you're probably going to have to do something about that bathroom. And it wasn't me. Even though I was there, I didn't perform that duty back there.
Nicely done. Yeah, now you go perform your duty and clean that duty, please.
Yes, I mean, when they do, I let them know. I let them know how much I appreciate that.
Look, that's a little extreme, but I respect it. Like I like to thank people like compliments, people like being thanked, and there should be more of that in this world. But thank you for your service. It's for your service part. It's not thanking them that like caught me off guard. It's like handshake these people who have been like touching everyone's IDs, touching all of these machines, probably not washing their hands because they're working the entire time, just going up, standing straight and saying, thank you for your service.
That's not the way you can ever say, I'll never have the flu. That's the way you get it.
Yeah, that is a way to get it right there. It just caught me off guard again. Maybe everybody says thank you for yours. Like, look,
I think a simple thank you would do.
Right. That's why I was like, yeah, appreciate y'all. Like, thanks for your help. Whatever. Thank you for your service. It's like he's treating these guys like they're serving in Iran right now. It's like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, just thank you.
This is just some 60-year-old woman who's like scanning your ID and asking you to sign a tablet.
I'm just trying to say she had nowhere to go today anyway.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. That was an interesting one to me. So those were my two observations and look, people think it's weird that I thank the Girl Scouts for their service after they sell me some cookies, but I'd like to thank the troops. So that's what I do.
That's why you do it.
I guess everyone's got a different definition of troops or something.
By the way, I think they're done now. They have gone away.
It's been a while since I've seen the Well, they all got deployed.
Yeah, those troops are gone.
They got drafted.
They are off the line right now. They do their work for about 2 to 3 weeks really hard, and then they disappear for another year.
They've sold enough to keep that
farce
organization
the price
around.
Is jacked to another $1 every year.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. So there you go. All right, some NFL chatter here, Buck.
Okay.
A couple of headlines to dive into from the last 24 hours or so. Maybe the biggest one from around the league. The Arizona Cardinals are planning to release Kyler Murray when the new league year begins next week. A lot of speculation about the former number 1 overall pick's future with the team. Arizona apparently informed Timmy yesterday that they plan to release him next Wednesday. He is already guaranteed $36.8 million.
What a life.
So he's getting that money. He was going to get another $19.5 million if he was still on the roster on March 16th. So that's why this is happening right now. Arizona's got to cut their losses. They're still going to have to pay him a bunch to go play somewhere else, which sucks for them. But they're like, all right, let's stop the bleeding here. So now Kyler Murray will be a free agent. Your thoughts?
That little fella is just, I mean, he's like a leprechaun. He has hit that pot of gold, hadn't he? 7 years in the league. I think he's had 2 Pro Bowls that he was a part of in the 7 years. You know, he's been able to not have to pay getting into the transit system, so that's pretty good. That little fella.
Been able to walk under every turnstile in the country.
Oh yeah, nobody even knows. Doesn't take up a seat on the bus at all. Just sit on your lap. I mean, what the heck? I know there's talk about him going to Minnesota. So they got a little short quarterback in Minnesota that they spent first round money on. Then they're going to take this guy, another little fella. I don't know if the Vikings. Now, would I rather have him than Aaron Rodgers? Yes.
Well, I saw ESPN report yesterday that Kyler Murray has 2 teams in mind that he would like to join. He did not say what those 2 teams were. The source did not say what those 2 teams were. My response to Kyler would be,
not so fast, midget. Not so fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got to be the Dolphins would have to be one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I assume Kyler's looking for the opportunity to start.
Yes.
Right? And there aren't a lot of teams with starting quarterback vacancies around the league. So, yeah, Miami, if they decide to move on from Tua, they would be one. If Aaron Rodgers decides to retire in Pittsburgh, which sure sounds like he's leaning towards coming back for yet another year there.
The Colts, because you don't know what's going to happen with Daniel Jones.
Colts, and that was another storyline yesterday, is the Colts are using the transition tag on Daniel Jones, which is very rare for any player, but especially a quarterback. But if the Colts let Daniel Jones walk in free agency, they could be looking for a quarterback. The Jets, with the Jets.
No, I got to believe that even the Jets head coach understands that his dedication to that position, and of course, Aaron Glenn knows the dedication of the guys that he even has on his team. They're not that great. They need a stabilizer, and I don't think Kyler Murray would be a stabilizer for the Jets.
He's better than what they had at quarterback last year, I think.
Yes.
If he could stay healthy. And again, Kyler Murray's not that good, but I don't know.
He gets hurt a lot now too.
Here's the thing for the Jets. The Jets should tank, right? It sucks for them. It's a 1 quarterback draft, and they have the number 2 pick. Next year's quarterback class is supposed to be elite. So, the smart thing for the Jets to do would be, let's go 0-17 this year and just get the number 1 pick. So we have our pick of the litter, whether it's Arch Manning, God forbid, just for his sake, or, Trinidad Chambliss or Dante Moore or whoever. That's what they should do. But the problem is the head coach is not going to get down with that. Because the head coach knows
because he's going to get – because if he does get down with it, he's going to be not the coach there next year coaching the new quarterback.
Right. He's probably getting fired either way. But, if the Jets start 0-7 next year, he's going to get fired, and he doesn't want to get fired.
Not before the season's done.
Right. Or even after the season's done. You don't want to – people don't like getting fired.
No.
So, I don't know. But that's the Jets, do they – so is Aaron Glenn I'd really like to win a few games, and Kyler Murray gives me a better chance to win a few games. So can we bring him in here? Not that it's his final say. There's a GM and Woody Johnson, the crappy owner, there too.
Woody's got to pay the rest of the freight.
Here's the thing. If you're Kyler Murray, the Browns need a quarterback and the Jets need a quarterback. If I'm Kyler, I'm I'd rather be a backup somewhere else than go there. Wouldn't you?
Almost. At this time. Yeah, I'd like to go and battle with Shedeur Sanders instead. That's for sure. And then to go play for the Jets and get hammered. At least they got a little bit of a defense in Cleveland.
That's where quarterbacks go to die. That's what you have to think about, It's just I know these guys are confident. It's like, oh yeah, no, I'm good enough to be the guy to turn things around in Cleveland. But a lot of guys have been confident that they could do that and fell flat on their
And
face.
by the way, a lot of quarterbacks going to die in New York too with the Jets.
Right. That too. I don't think those are the two teams that Kyler has in mind. I think Miami. I think you're right. Miami's probably one of them. And I don't know who the other team would be.
I think the Colts with Daniel Jones, because you don't know how he's coming back.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray's going to get some money. It's not like you can get him on a 1-year, like $5 million deal. So you're already going to be paying Daniel Jones a lot, whether it's the tag or a long-term contract if you figure it out. Like, you're not going to pay two quarterbacks that kind of money, right? And
is the other guy from the Colts gone, Richardson? Is he done?
They have given him permission to seek a trade.
In other words, get the hell out of here.
And well, it's been nothing but crickets around the league. I haven't heard a single rumor of a team who wants Anthony Richards, AR-15.
Dude, remember they went and drafted that dude. What was he, the fourth pick?
Fourth pick.
Wow.
Yeah, it was Bryce Young 1, C.J. Stroud 2, Will Anderson 3, and Anthony Richardson 4.
Man, they thought they had a find there.
He was an athletic and still is an athletic specimen. The problem is, Buck, he can't throw.
That's not good for a quarterback.
Like, if that guy would be willing to change positions, I think he could be a pretty good player in this league. That guy wants to be a tight end. Dude's huge.
Yeah.
He's tight end size already.
Yes, he is.
If he has some hands, boom, there could be something there. Now, he gets hurt all the time, so that doesn't help. But, yeah, he can't throw, and I think you need to be able to do that to be a quarterback here.
And definitely in the NFL, yes.
So your Vikings, you said you would rather Kyler than Aaron Rodgers. Would you rather Kyler than J.J. McCarthy?
I don't think they're quite ready to give up on. I think he's got another year left in it. He's on the quick C.J. Stroud deal. We're going to look at him very closely, and if he gets hurt again, we're going to get rid of him because all of a sudden J.J. McCarthy gets hurt. It seems like he's hurt more so than his ability to actually play in the NFL. He's getting banged up, so I think they're going to look at him. I think they're going to give him another shot.
I'm not asking what they're going to do. I'm asking if you are in charge of the Minnesota Vikings and you get to make the decision to bring in Kyler Murray to at least compete with J.J. McCarthy.
I'll bring him in to compete. I'll let him compete.
Okay.
Yeah, I would let him compete with him.
I think Kyler Murray would beat out J.J. McCarthy. I think he's just a better player.
I can't have a guy who's not dedicated to his craft, and especially at that position. There's a lot of guys you can get away with that don't have to be totally dedicated to it. But the guy that takes the ball from the center all the time, doesn't that guy have to be kind of dedicated?
Well, now it sounds like you don't want Kyler Murray. You just said I'd bring him in to compete, and then you're like, well, I want my guy to be dedicated. Which one is it?
Well, I want him he's going to be a change guy. He's going to understand going into year 8 that he probably really has to study the game.
There's a better chance that Kyler Murray shows up at 6'2" than shows up committed. No way, dude.
Well, then I don't want him to be the guy competing. I'd rather have that old. Now I'm just going back to. I just don't want that guy from Green Bay showing up at my Vikings. I've seen that play out before.
We're almost there. The full trilogy. The Brett Favre, right? Packers, Jets, Vikings.
But they wouldn't do. The Vikings organization. It seems like they've gotten a little bit better with this head coach. I can't imagine them doing something like. They've seen this play out before. They wouldn't do that. Aaron Rodgers is done. He's done, BK. He's done. Football. He's done with football.
You said that 2 years ago, and he's still not done. So
he's done. He's done this year. He's not. Even if they want him, even if they say they want him, he knows no team really wants him. So he's done. He's about to hang it up. He's going to go.
Multiple teams want him.
He's going to go off with his wife. They don't want him.
His who?
His wife. Isn't he married?
Oh, his made-up wife.
Yes.
Showed up with the wedding ring and got offended when someone's like, "Oh, how was the wedding? Who'd you marry?" You guys don't get to know my personal life. How dare you ask about my personal life? I do 14 interviews a week, but I don't want people talking about me. How dare you?
He's going to go off into the sunset. He's going to be done.
Okay, I think you're wrong.
I can see that guy becoming a monk somewhere.
I'd love to see that. That feels too normal, though, for Aaron Rodgers, doesn't it?
It does seem kind of normal, doesn't it?
If I'm Minnesota, by the way, I'm seeing what what Mac Jones is going to cost. I'd take a chance on Mac Jones. San Francisco's back up.
Well, yeah, somebody's taking that shot.
Former first-round pick. Had a good year in New England as a rookie, then struggled, lost his gig, shipped off to San Francisco, played a few times, played pretty well in Brock Purdy's absence when he was hurt last year. I think that guy, and we saw some of it with Kyle Shanahan, who's an elite offensive mind. I think Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota is an elite offensive mind.
Agree.
I think, look, we saw what Sam Darnold did with the Vikings 2 years ago. I think Mac Jones is like a similar level player. I think you have to put Darnold ahead of him now because of what he just did, but I don't think Mac Jones is too far off in terms of talent and skill set compared to Sam Darnold. And Darnold won, 13 or 14 games with Minnesota.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of experience because he's been to 5 teams.
Yeah. So I don't know. If I'm Minnesota and I'm looking for a J.J. McCarthy replacement, I'm trying to bring in Mac Jones.
They're still going to give that kid every shot he can for what, because they always, hey, this is what he's a first-round draft choice. We did this. We don't want to look stupid. We don't know. Hey, we'd rather lose games than look wrong, A lot
of teams feel that way.
Which I don't understand about, the National Football League when, you're a first-round draft, always a first-round draft choice. You're going to get every opportunity. What if you just stink? What if all of a sudden you just turn sour? They'll still give you another chance. You're in the first round. They got to do it. You're a quarterback. They don't want to look dumb. Just look dumb.
Someone will give Anthony Richardson a chance.
Yeah, look like the Cowboys. Just look dumb.
The Cowboys, they haven't done that. They don't really draft quarterbacks in the first round.
They draft offensive linemen.
Yeah, Cowboys just luck. I mean, the last 2 quarterbacks they've just lucked into, right? Tony Romo,
right?
Undrafted. Dak Prescott, 4th rounder. Cowboys passed on him a bunch of times, and hell, they wanted Connor Cook even in the 4th round. The Raiders took him before they could get to him.
Connor Cook is the dude from Michigan State?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I don't know what he's doing.
Is he doing selling insurance now?
I don't even think the insurance companies want him.
Wow.
Speaking of the Cowboys, George Pickens officially gets the franchise tag. That happened yesterday.
And they've got some time now to get that all straightened out?
July 15th is the deadline to get a long-term deal done.
Gives Jerry a lot of time to be in the spotlight, but get it done. Just get it done so you don't have to go into fall camp and all that. Have Pickens sign, give him his long-term contract. I don't know if you're going to have to pay him CD's kind of money because CD is then going to turn around and say, hey, what about me?
Yeah. And he should because CD's better than George Pickens. And CD should be making more than George Pickens is making. My hope is that whatever GP's contract is not as expensive as CD Lamb's contract. I don't know if that'll be reality, but that is what I am hoping. CD Lamb, by the way,
it's going to be close because he's making George Pickens going to make on the tag like 27 and change, correct?
27 mil. Yeah, if it's a long-term deal at 27 mil, I'd be very happy. I don't think it's going to be that cheap. I think it'll be in the 30s, unfortunately, if they want to get it done. But yeah, the Cowboys have till July 15th. So that's the good news is it won't stretch into camp because once July 15 passes, he's playing on that tag. That's it. Or he just doesn't show up at all, which I guess that could happen, but he doesn't get any of the money if he doesn't show up. So that'd be a pretty bad business decision.
But I asked you this before the show. Can they then have a deal done during the course of that franchise tag? But is he just going to get the franchise? You can't go on with a new contract. Is that what it is? You're stuck with the franchise.
Yeah,
tag.
For this year. Yep.
For 1 year.
Yep.
Okay.
1 year, fully guaranteed. Like you said, just over 27 mil.
But you can be working on a deal then.
I mean, you can't agree to a deal from July 15th to the start of the season.
You can't go over to Jerry's house like he did with.
I mean, I'm sure they could have conversation. I don't know if you're like legally allowed to have conversations, but I'm sure they could talk if they really wanted to.
Like Micah and Jerry, they always used to talk and get deals done. Just talking, just come up to the office. Let's just talk.
Yeah. What deal did they get done exactly?
No, they didn't get any deals done because Micah Parsons has an agent that's one of the best in the business and said, oh no, we don't do business this way, Jerry.
Yeah. Micah Parsons is a horrible human being.
Yes.
He's the first human to ever renege on a handshake agreement. How could he?
Right.
How could
he do that? How could he do that to your Cowboys?
Yeah. So there you go. By the way, the Cowboys this morning have apparently restructured a couple of contracts ahead of the start of free agency. Dak Prescott, Tyler Smith, they have had their deals restructured. That has created roughly $47 million in cap space for Dallas to go spend a little more this offseason. So expected. This happens every year with every team. You want some more money in the short term, so let's kick the can down the road, and we'll pay you the rest of this.
Yeah, you can go and get some value from another team because we know what you're doing. We already know what you're doing in the draft. You're taking that offensive lineman in the first round.
He's coming. Picks in the first round.
Okay, well, one of them we know is an offensive line. So they got that done. That's an automatic. That's an easy one for them.
I would really love to Homer Simpson, Bart Simpson choke you right now through the screen for saying that. You're going to kill me. All right. So
that lineman's going to be from Alabama, Georgia. It's going to be an SEC lineman probably.
Could be.
That's
it's
okay.
It's usually not an SEC lineman. I mean, the last guy was Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma, but it was before Oklahoma moved to the SEC. So I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah, and the thing about him, that offensive lineman will be with them for the next 12 to 15 years. Some years really, really good, and some years really, really hurt. You know,
well, the reason they might need to draft an offensive lineman is because the last guy they took in the first round sucks. It's Tyler Guyton. That's the problem. So
he's never going to be that guy. You don't think for them?
I don't know. I mean, I don't like if the Cowboys don't take an offensive lineman in the first round, then they'll give him the opportunity to prove that he can be the guy. But he just has not been good enough in the early stages of his career. So I don't know. But they don't always. I mean, Zach Martin they hit on, Travis Frederick they hit on. Looks like Tyler Smith they've hit on. They've had success more often than not when they have gone to the offensive line.
They have.
Tyler Booker looked like a really good guard as a rookie. But
I think they've hit on him. I think he's going to be good for years to come.
Yeah, I do too. All right, too much sports. Got to get to the BBK news.
What we got there, kiddo?
3 minutes left. I mean, we got like 10 great stories to get to, and it's my fault. I'm not giving us enough time to talk about this stuff.
Give me the top one.
Yeah,
I haven't had a Florida man or Florida lady story.
Drink your Altstadt. You could find the stories too.
No, they find you. I like the ones that find me. I have to find mine out on the street. I'll find some at the golf course today.
There you go. Nah, no Florida man story. We don't have enough time to get to the best stories that we have, unfortunately. It's a disappointing tease for everyone.
And by the way, you were about to tell us about Altstadt Beer because after a hard day of voting, after standing in the line playing with dogs and stuff, you had to be thirsty last night.
Yeah, Altstadt Beer, the best beer that you could find. Go get you some the next time you're drinking beer anywhere. But the people deserve the BBK news, the segment that we've just saved for the last 2 minutes, which is stupid. I'm mad at myself for that. All right, real quick here. We have approached conference championship time in college basketball.
Yep.
Next week, the power conference tournaments will happen for the men, and for the women, they're happening this week. The Big 12 Buck is trying something new for their conference tournament in Kansas City.
Oh, gee.
They are implementing a glass court, not hardwood. It's going to be made of glass. And the appeal of this court is that the designs, the logos on the court can be changed instantly. So in the past, you've got these wood panels and you've got to take the panels out and put new panels in if you ever wanted to change the design of the court. But with these, you could basically change them at the touch of a button. So here's an example. The T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, where the Big 12 tournament will happen next week. And you see there's a guy standing on the court with an iPad. He's just tapping buttons and boom, the courts are changing. You get the Arizona State logo. There's the Cincinnati logo. There's the Colorado logo. I mean,
no more fat heads. Just pull them off.
More fat heads.
Those ones you just stick on the floor and just pull it up and grab another one and put another one down there. That's all done, huh?
Yeah. No more fat heads on the courts.
That's great.
It's just all digital. Like it's with the glass, you can, again, change the design in the blink of an eye. So I don't know how often they're going to be doing this during the game. Maybe it's like during intros, they'll have the team's logo on the court, and then they'll have the standard Big 12 logo and courts.
Yeah, they'll be flashing the crap out of that in intermission. And once they have timeouts, that thing will be flashing, driving people insane.
right? Yeah, if one team goes on a big run, they change it to that logo.
Oh, yeah.
Or if, I don't know, whenever a team has the ball, it's like, oh, it's Kansas's ball. Now you got the KU logo on the court.
Should be fun. That seems like it makes sense.
Well, here's my thought on this. Because it is cool looking, right? Like that's cool technology there. There is going to be some college kid who hacks into this and puts porn on the court.
Oh, no.
Right? Like this guy's iPad is controlling this. So someone's either going to find that iPad or find a way to hack into the program that's controlling all of this. And they're going to put, could be porn, could be, their own logo.
Porn site, www.
Right. Yeah. Website, could be something offensive. So like people are too smart. The hackers out there are too smart. So someone is going to break into the system during the Big 12 championship game while everyone's watching.
Way to go and give them advanced thinking on your part.
And
maybe no one is even thinking of doing something like that. Not everybody is devious. It's like the people that found my wallet. Not everybody. There's a lot of people who would turn the wallet in. There's a lot of people who would say, no, that's wrong to do that on the court. I'm not going to do it.
Look, not everyone is devious. You're right. But a lot of people are devious out there.
Yes, they are.
And a lot of people are more devious than me. So these dudes are going to be playing college basketball on cat memes or adult films.
Oh, my God.
Just in the middle of the game, you're going to hear some moaning from the court.
Oh, no.
It's not going to be anybody who's injured. It's going to be Alexis, Texas out there putting on a show.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, this will be interesting here.
They can hack into the court now?
Going to be a picture of Sydney Sweeney on the court in the middle of the game.
This is unbelievable.
That'll be great. That will be great. So there you go. That's your Big 12 tournament. What would you put on there if you're in charge?
Protect yourself. I'd be the Trojan man.
You holding up a box of Trojan condoms?
Me on the Trojan horse.
That's what you would be?
Yeah, there you go. How about that?
The real Trojan horse, or you're going to be on a horse holding Trojan?
You're going to get the glass at the USC when USC plays for Trojans.
That'd be nice. Hey, here's just going to put a bunch of corporate logos on there. Just random designs on
They'll
the court.
be everywhere.
Could be everywhere. Yeah, they can put whatever they want on that floor.
Maybe how about the press for your team? If your team is pressing, have all those lights flashing.
It could be great. What if move the 3-point line around,
Yeah. See, now you're giving them bettors like that.
Yeah, like Buffalo Wild Wings is going to come in and move the 3-point line in the last minutes. It's going to be just like a couple feet back and just confuse everybody.
I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine for a while until, like you said, somebody figures out how they can mess with you.
Oh, yeah. The possibilities are endless.
Gosh.
And I got to get up to Kansas City next week. I need
your
in on
mark.
this.
That's your guy, your Texas Tech guy figuring that out.
And hey, my guy. Look, the Big 12, they're desperate for bits. They need to be talked
They
about.
do.
People are talking about this. And I think it'd be great for the conference if porn started playing while they were playing. Hey, Big 12, look at that. They're on to something here. What a great idea.
They are the Big 12, that's for sure.
Oh, man. All right, we'll save our other stories. Promise we'll get a longer BBK news during tomorrow's show.
All right, buddy.
That will do it for a Wednesday edition of the program. Great job, my friend.
Way to go. You did a good job today. That was fabulous.
Fun show. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We will be back live tomorrow morning at 9. Y'all have a good one.
Welcome.
Welcome.